Everyone has a story, everyone. But sometimes we have to look below the surface because the people making the biggest difference could be standing right next to us. So I want to share with you stories of real people making a real impact. People who are working on the front lines and they're taking action, changing lives right here in the Quad Cities. This is Tamera, and she works with students here at Madison Elementary School. Some of these students face significant challenges, and she understands that they may not be as obvious as we might think.
I work a lot with the low-income families, the homeless families, and getting them the supports they need outside of the school so the students can come into school and not have to worry about outside factors and truly focus on learning. If a student is coming into school not having their basic needs met, they're not interested in learning. They're focused on where am I going to sleep at night, what am I going to do tomorrow, and those things. So having that connection really allows them to come into school focused on the day, not what's going on outside. My very first experience that really shook me was in about November. I helped a kid get a winter coat because he wasn't coming to school because it was too cold. And I called their guardian and was just kind of checking in, and she was real honest and just said that it's too cold. He walks and he can't come to school without a coat. I had no words. It never really dawned on me just something as simple as that affects someone not coming to school. I told her that I would have a winter coat for her within an hour, and the next day he was at school and he never missed a day since.
Did you catch that? Just like so many of our professionals and teachers in our schools, Tamera took action without judgment and solved the problem.
It felt really good. She didn't have transportation, so I dropped it off at her house, and his entire face lit up. Like, you would have thought he was getting a brand new toy, and it was just a coat so he could come to school. He came into my office and he was like, I really just want to thank you for giving me this coat, and it made my entire day.
When families are struggling to make ends meet, it's the children who shoulder the most weight. In fact, in the Quad Cities, 1 in 3 households are just one unexpected expense away from financial crisis. Let's get back to the story, because there's something to learn about the way that Tamera uses her past to guide her students.
I kind of always knew that I wanted to work with kids. I just didn't know in what aspect. And then in high school, I really started to deal with some mental health issues, and that kind of connected it all with me because I was one of those people that, like, I knew I was struggling, but I didn't want to ask for help, and I got help, and I realized that it really is okay to not be okay, and it is okay to ask for help. So I wanted to be able to be that person for someone else that if they are struggling, I can help them, because I never want anyone to face it alone, because I know how it feels, and it's a lot to try and go through it by yourself.
I am just so inspired by Tamera's resilience and how she's not letting her past define her future. And that coat, it wasn't just a piece of clothing. It's a symbol of hope and care that led to a new path to success. That's why we team up with our schools and nonprofits and businesses and people like you who recognize the profound potential that pathways to opportunity hold. We're here because life often throws curveballs. Sometimes it takes just a bit of timely support to bring about life-altering changes. When you hear about Tamera's experiences and witness the transformative power of a helping hand, we hope it sparks your own inspiration. Remember, it's the youngest generation that holds the biggest potential. It's stories like this that highlight the influence that just the smallest of gestures can make. So what's your story? Will you answer the call?